Okay, hello and welcome. Our team calls are back in action. I just felt called to start it right back up because I think this is the time when we need team and community and mentorship. Like we need these mindset shifts to come together. This is the time that we need this the most. So I just wanted to come in today, and it's going to be just a quick one. We're not going to be here forever. Just to talk about some mindset shifts that I've been going through since I've signed up with Rachel Bell, like my new business coach that I've been working with. Some of the things that she said have really been resonating. And she did this mastermind call the other day. And a lot of the questions, like she opened it up for everyone to ask questions. And a lot of the questions that people were coming up with, like, I feel guilty selling my products right now, like in a time when, it's a worry, like uncertainty for people. Like I feel guilty. I feel shame of putting my price out there, like people aren't going to be able to afford it. And even more than ever, this is when we need that, like the positive mindset things and the affirmations that what you're doing isn't bad. Um, and the one thing I would say to kind of ask yourself is, what type of leader do you want to be at this time? And I know, like, another way to think of it is like, be the leader that you need right now, or that you would need, like that you need right now, because we all have ups and downs. Like even me, like the only reason I stay so positive in all of this is because I am acting as the person that I would need if I was freaking out. And that's why, like, I allow myself to kind of, like, with the program with her, like our first week we did focus on like the difference between your highest self and your lowest self, and acting as if you are your highest self. That's the only way to become your highest self, is to act as if. And every time we come up to a decision or a moment in time, like we have the choice to either rise up or fall down. So acting as if, and that was something that you and I talked about, Catherine, like acting as if, the leader that you want to be, because the person that you want to be, like, you're not there yet. And the only way to get there is to act that way and to do the things that that leader would do so that you can step in to become her. And a question to ask yourself, like, how can you find comfort in the middle of all of this discomfort? That was a big thing that stuck out for me. Like, how do you find the calm in the midst of the chaos? Be the calm. Find your comfort level. So what are things that bring you joy? Because that can help you find that peace and find that calm. So right now, like, that's why I was like, we need to get the team calls running again, because we need, like, I need to feel like, if I want to be able to be talking about being a leader and being a coach who has a team and is coaching people and is mentoring people and helping people hit goals and all this, like, I need to act like that person instead of just talking about it. So I wasn't doing team calls for a while, and I was like, if, like, how can I talk about being this leader if here I am not actively doing the things that a leader would be doing? So I'm like, no, we're starting up the team calls right now. It's Wednesday, like we're getting it back going again, bi-weekly, like getting the things going, acting as if, and this is the stuff that, like, this is how I find comfort in the discomfort when everything is up and down. Like I go back to the things that I was doing before all of this. So team calls are just like a normal thing that you do as a leader of a team, right? Getting people together, having these talks or teaching something or whatever, going back to that comfortable in the discomfort. Other things that I'm doing, like we did our free group. I decided to run a new challenge for the month of April and like try something different to keep my clients engaged. So I made that post about, like, because not every challenge has to be a prize won, and that's my thing with this challenge is, like, I only do, because, okay, the prize is, yeah, it's a write-off and all that, but it still comes out of my pocket to give prizes, to mail them out and all that. I'm like, you can't do that every month. Like, the amount of money I spent mailing prizes out today was just ridiculous. So, like, you just can't do that all the time. So I'm like, well, how else can I make this fun and in a way that's engaging without having to give like a prize at the end? Like, I want people to do the things, to just do them, right? Like, because this will help them. So the challenge of, I know people show up when I do challenges, so I'm like, there you go, there's how I can find the comfort and like be the calm and like at least bring some sort of normal to our lives right now and to our team. And I'm like, hey, something that I have had been struggling with really bad is my nutrition. Something that a lot of people are struggling with right now is their nutrition. So what can keep you the most accountable to that? tracking it and sharing it in a group for other people to see, right? So I'm like, hey, let's do this. Like, and I just asked everyone, I'm like, would you guys be down for this? And a lot of people were like, you were like, yes, yes. And some people were like, that would definitely be a challenge, but like, it's a challenge for a reason, you know, like it's something that you need. So I'm like, I'm trying to come up with these ideas of how do I find my own comfort? How do I find my calm? And that's from being the calm for other people. So I started meditating today again. And that's something that I fell off of since this started, since I didn't have, like, I had a solid meditation morning routine before I went to like work or anything like that, or left the house, because I needed it. And now I was like, oh, I kind of feel calm and all that. But I'm like, I felt so good when I was doing it. So why stop doing it? So I'm like, you know what, getting back to it, starting these things, like reminding yourself. And I made a post about it yesterday, like getting back in flow, or I think it was the other day, whatever. Like when you feel like you're in a funk, like what were the things that you were doing when you felt the most in flow? And for me, it's always meditating. It's always just having that calm for myself in the morning. So I started that back up again today. And that's the thing, like, what would your highest self do once you realized that you were missing things? Your highest self wouldn't say, oh, I'll do it next week, or I'll just wait a couple days, you know, and I'll just start later. No, your highest self would wake up and start today and just say, this is what we're doing. So that's the mindset that I've been really trying to operate, is showing up as my highest self. And one of the exercises we did, and this is something I'll introduce to you guys as well, was creating like it's called an upward spiral guide. So normally you have a downward spiral when you go through all the negative thoughts and you put yourself down. And the one thing she had us do was create an upward spiral. And it's basically just like a PDF document of all the qualities of your highest self, like what you would do. Like, let me see if I can pull mine up here. There's like affirmations that you would say, and like she challenged us to read this every single day. So I'll share my screen and share this with you guys. Okay, so upward spiral guide. So writing down this is like a daily ritual that she has us do. So when you're doing your upward spiral, slow down, like sit down, like before you read it. She wants us to read it every single day, which I've been slacking on. So I need to get to freaking reading it. So slow down, take 3 deep breaths, become fully present with yourself. Like first thing in the morning, read this, like really get present with yourself and have that moment. And then character traits. So pick this is 10, I think I have here, 10 things of like my highest self. So the words that I picked were unstoppable, consistent, resilient, determined, playful, engaged, committed, awake, pumped the fuck up. I know that's more than one word, and caring. And then she had us write like what would you have to be if you were unstoppable? So Francesca doesn't let anything get in her way when pursuing what she wants. To be consistent, she shows up for herself every day, no matter how small. To be resilient, no matter what may happen in her life, Francesca never quits on her dreams. Determined, when she wants something, Francesca will find a way to make it a reality. So this is your way to like just reaffirm those thoughts to yourself. And if you start your day with this, like I totally understand why she said start your day with it, because I'm getting pumped up just reading these right now. So highest self is going to start reading this every day. So beliefs. So these are some beliefs that I wrote down about myself. I am enough. I'm smart, helpful, and worthy of taking up anybody's time. Knowing I'm good enough makes me feel comfortable, confident, and authentic. I am a gift. Everything I do comes from an endless well of generosity, creativity, imagination, and love. Like those kind of things, just these positive affirmations of yourself that you can read out loud. And then I made like I took those words that were my 10 character traits here, and I took pictures of women that I felt embodied those words. So Danielle Natoni is consistent and committed as fuck. Yeah, like she is one of the most consistent and one of the most committed people I've ever met. Rachel Hollis, determined and unstoppable, even though she had like wrote all of those books. Now she's famous and like bestsellers, but she wrote like 10 books before that even happened, right? So she's determined, she's unstoppable. Caring and awake, I have Rachel Bell, because like she even said on this call, because somebody, like, she is coaching coaches, all types of coaches, and someone said, I want to be honest with you that I'm worried, you know, like a lot of the stuff that you're teaching in this course is stuff that I feel called to teach to other people too. And she's like, I don't want to steal from you? Like, can you advise me of what to do? Like, I just feel like a lot of my stuff is going to be very similar to what I'm learning from you. And what Rachel said was, you know what, honestly, that she's like, if you want to take everything word for word and use it, go for it. Because as many people that this can get in front of, that's what I want. And that is true caring, when you're like, you know, you're not worried about people. It's kind of what's the word, like flattering, she was saying too. Like, she's like, I know people want to use my stuff because it works, kind of thing. And she's like, if this helps more people, go for it. And I was like, whoa, like I didn't think I would hear that coming out of anyone's words, you know. And then she's awake. She's just so energized. Like, I love her. I have such a girl crush for her. Like, every time I follow her, I look at her stories. Like, she just seems so like, so zen as fuck. And like, just like hashtag woke. I love her. So then when it comes to being playful and pumped the fuck up, Angie Lee, 100%. She is the biggest goofball, like playful in her life, in her business. She is just always so super jazzed and super pumped up. Like, I just thought that she embodied that perfectly. And that's what I want to embody. And then resilient and engaged, I thought of Chalene Johnson, because like, she's so resilient. Like, same thing with her. She was $100,000 in debt, you know, and made her way out of it. Like, and she's someone I really look up to in the fitness world too, because like, she had this huge fitness brand, and she still does, but like, she's so engaged with her market, with the people that she works with. Like, she's just so a part of everyone's life, and like wants to be there and really engaged in what she does. So this, like, just looking at this, it pumps me up and it creates that belief in me, because they all started where I was. Like, everyone has a day one. And what blows my mind is that Rachel Bell is also like, I'm 28, she just turned 25, and I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, I know, right? Like, and it's like, people who are younger than us are doing these damn things, so it just gives that extra like push. Like, what is my excuse? Come on, you know, I should be doing this too. So then this was really huge. It doesn't have to be this long if you were to create one, but this is like your manifesto. So this is kind of like, and this can change too. Like, a lot of the coaches that working within the program, they said like, it's taken them, like even Rachel said, it's taken like 2.5 years for her to create her upward spiral, because you keep achieving the things, so you change it to level up to that new thing. So for me, like, just a little bit of it, I have Francesca Raccio is a leader in the health and wellness space. She's known for her bright energy and no BS attitude that challenges people to step into their lives, take action, and stop watching from the sidelines. She's an expert in the fitness instructor community and is requested to teach seminars and classes all over the world to share how to create connection in your classes, bring your personality, and create a wicked workout so that people walk out empowered and pump the fuck up. She is a speaker, fitness trainer, an online coach, and she runs wellness retreats all over the world in places like Costa Rica, Italy, Spain, Bali, Sedona, to give people an experience and an escape so they can learn, grow, and come back feeling rejuvenated. So this is like my 5-year plan, 10-year plan kind of thing. And having these things at the front of your mind are what like is going to help you push towards them. Because I'm and I'll be honest, like, all this stuff was in my head, but it wasn't until I started writing this that I really wrote it down, and I was like, that is what I want. And I can see it happening more and more every day. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I can see the possibility, because you know what? I've seen other people do all of those things. So that means that I can do it too. So then I also added in like top leader with Beachbody, of course, because no matter what happens with what I do with my own personal coaching or any of these other things, I genuinely love Beachbody, and I don't want to live a life without them, because I believe in the company. I love the company. I love the people. I love our people, so no matter what, like, this is always going to be a part of my life as far as I can feel right now. And that's how I feel. It's given me, like you said, like, it doesn't take away from my life. It gives me life. So love it. So then just some like business and career goals. What do you want to create and contribute? So 5 things. I want to help thousands of women. I desire to start community meetups and workouts and become a known wellness figure in my community. I want to be requested to teach at studios around the world, earn 6 figures a year, and become a millionaire before I'm 40 years old. I desire to be one of the top coaches in the network of the company I work with. And I say one of the top coaches because I really don't have a desire to be in the top 10, but I do desire to be in the top 2%, like be elite for sure. Health and fitness goals. Like I went through, so everything. So business and career goals, 5 goals that you want for yourself. Health and fitness, how do you want to feel and look? 5 of those. Lifestyle, relationship goals, all that stuff, 5 of those. Persona and behavioral goals. So this is the big one here, is like, I want to wake up excited to work. And lately I have been, and I haven't felt that before or at least in a very long time, where I'm actually waking up and I'm really excited to work now. Um, and I'm just running with it. So I'm freaking loving it. Stop procrastinating, feel confident in my skills and what I have to offer, feel energized and alive, and stop wasting time / my life. So just a little like picture version of the vision, like our team logo here, the reminder of, that's like my favorite transformation of myself. It's just that reminder of what's possible. Our team with Team Dream Catchers, and like my goal is to have Team Vibe with me look like that at one of our summit get-togethers. And this is just like how I want to feel. This pose, like one of the ways that I always want to feel is free and like my arms up. Like that was when I went to California for one of the trips that our team had earned. And like, that's just how I want to feel. I want to feel free. I want to feel good. I want to keep going on trips like that and advancing our team forward. And then just some relationship stuff. These are all the places that I want to visit. Italy, Greece, Costa Rica, and like maybe even live, who knows, that's on the list. So yeah, so I'll stop share. So that's been something that's really, helped mindset wise, is having that, like, it's an upward spiral. So when you look at it, you start going upwards, and that's my highest self. Like that is the person that like I aspire to become. Like, I think my biggest, like a lot of people say, who do you look up to? And I showed there, like I do look up to a lot of people, but the person that I wrote about in that manifesto, like right now, that is my biggest inspiration. Like I look up to my future self, the person I want to become. So that is who I'm going to work towards. Now that was a little bit of a side tangent there, but coming back to like, how do I feel, about like selling right now or promoting my stuff or anything like that. And having the mindset shift, this is something that she had mentioned, and I was like, it is really true. So right now, like, so the economy is, there's not as much cash flow going through, like people aren't buying stuff, people aren't making enough. Like that is when our economy fails, is when there's not a circulation of money. So essentially, like if you stop offering yourself and your services, you are adding to the problem of shutting down our economy, because you're limiting cash flow for the economy. So this can add up to create an even bigger problem than before. So having that mindset shift is kind of like, that is true. Like it really is. So by you putting your service out there, you are continuing that flow, and contributing, you're allowing people to contribute to the economy, and then you will be earning an income so that you can therefore put it out there and contribute to the economy and keep the circle going. So if you have that mindset of like, this is just something that it naturally happens, it can help take that like, ooh, I feel slimy taking people's money. Because at the end of the day, their money's going to go somewhere, like, and it could go like, there are still people buying clothes right now, like buying random shit that they don't really need right now. This is something that we have to offer that people actually need. Right now, like I said in a post today, more than ever, people need health. People need community. People need support. And people need a way to create an income for themselves. We provide all of that as coaches, whether it's in our boot camps and hooking people up with products and programs, or it's the opportunity to help other people become coaches themselves. So we literally have the things that people need right now. And if you have that in the forefront of your mind, it will take that fear away from inviting and feeling like you're bugging people, or that who's going to want to buy this right now. Because again, prime example, one of the women she was the girl who signed up with me the day all of this went down. And she got one of the most expensive packs that was around $300 without even blinking an eye. She's just like, I need this because I'm going to be stuck at home. I'm going to have nothing to do. Like my gyms are all closed. I'm going to be, I'm working from home, so I have the time to do this. There's no time there right now to start something new, is what she told me. Like she had that in her head already. And she's like, this is what you tell me is going to work for me? I'm all in. Like she was just all in. So you don't know who is ready and who's not unless you ask and you offer it. You can't make that initial judgment that everybody is broke right now. Everyone is freaking out about money. No one's going to want to buy from me, because it's just not true. Because even still this month, like I've had people who now they're really starting to realize my gyms aren't going to be opening up for a while. I'm going to be stuck at home for a while. What am I going to do? Like they're starting to realize that now. And maybe the first week when this happened, there was a lot more, there's still panic every week. Like we're changing every day, every week. But I found like the first 2 weeks, there might have been a little more panic where people were like, I need to buckle down, I need to buckle down. I need to buckle down. And now I think people are getting more used to that. This is going to be our normal for a while. We're getting money back from the government soon. Like wherever you are, Canada, US, or anywhere, like your government is giving you money. So people are kind of calming down a little bit. A lot of people are working from home and they're adjusting to that. So they're still able to earn an income. Some people are still working if they're in those essential businesses. So it's just not fair to assume that people don't have the money for this, that people don't want this, because this is when people want it the most right now. And yeah, I'm still inviting people, like, of course, respect the times, like understand that you're inviting might have to change a little bit, but don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of what you offer. Maybe change your wording a little bit. Like I've had to change my invitations and some of my posts, like about coaching, instead of saying like, oh, I'm so happy I can work from home. Like, okay, everybody's at home now. So like I had to change that a little bit. And more when I'm talking about my fitness stuff, like I'm sharing more about the community more than ever, because that is so much of what people need right now, is a chance to feel connected to other human beings. And we offer that. Like, so my one gym decided to permanently close, and I knew it was going to happen. I knew it was coming. He wasn't doing too well before all of this, but it's still sad, And so what I'm doing is I've already made connections with a lot of the clients. So when I'm reaching out to them to talk to them about it, I'm presenting it and saying, like, the same way I normally would, telling them they get the fitness, nutrition, and support. But I'm saying, like, I understand that right now, like, it's hard to have the motivation to work at home, and you were used to going to a gym and like having other people there to keep you motivated. I was like, that's what I try to create in these groups, is kind of like a group fitness class online. We get to work out together every day. Like we check in with each other. Like the only thing that has really changed is I'm just changing the wording like a smidge. Everything else is still what I would normally say, but I'm relating it to the time a little bit more and saying, I know this is what you were used to, so this is how, like, I make it feel like that still, kind of thing. So at the end of the day, just it's all in your head and how you walk into every conversation. And the best thing to do right now is to be inviting out loud on your posts, on your stories, because if you're scared to approach people more than you were before, open up the door by just inviting. Like on your stories, say, this is like, talk about it, or like do those pictures of like, this is the next group I have running, this is what's involved, would you be interested, drop your email here, yes or no. Because people might be more receptive to come to you now than before, because they're like, they've either been watching you for a while and they have no other option. So they're like, hey, what if I actually just reach out for more info? So that's what I'm trying to focus on right now, is doing more inviting out loud. So I've been inviting to the coaching opportunity a little bit more on my posting now, instead of like getting in the DMs about it. I'm saying it out loud more, and then reaching out to the people who are watching the story, who are liking the post. I'm focusing on a lot of that more, because it's still, yeah, you can still, like, I understand that fear of messaging people, being like, oh, how do I ask right now? Well, open up the door, ask out loud, and then give them a chance to respond. And if people watch like, I reach out to the people who watch my stories all the way to the very last video, because it's like, if you're still tuning in, you're either really bored or you actually care. And I still just reach out and ask. And I've had people say like, no, I just find you really entertaining. Like, I'm not like, because when I invited to the coaching opportunity, a couple people were like, no, I'm not interested, I just like watching your stories. I'm like, okay, sure, but I would have never known that if I didn't ask. And at least just ask. That's all you can do. There's no harm in at least asking, because worst comes to worst, like, you'll get a no. And that's really not, like, it ain't no shame in the no game. And that's something that I've been learning about as well. It's a book that's been on my list forever that I just recently got, and I love it. Even for me, like this far in the game, like I still struggle with rejection sometimes, but the Go for No for network marketers, love it, by Ray Higdon. I love it. And he is really talking about detaching yourself from the emotion of the no. Because the thing is, when you invited them, whether they say yes or no, they weren't yours to begin with. You didn't have them before. So if they say no, you still didn't have them. Like that's kind of what it is. And I'm like, that's so true. So instead of being like, oh, they said no to me, like, and taking it personally, just be like, I didn't have them to begin with. So it's all good. And you literally can't say the wrong thing to the right person. I wholeheartedly believe that you can't say the wrong thing to the right person, because like, and again, I'll use Ashley for an example. The girl, she's about to like sign up as a discount coach, and she's someone that like, even on her own without talking to me, she was just still ordering stuff because like she just wanted it. And in her mind, it was like, this is what I need. This is the avenue that I have to get everything now. So I'm just going to go order things. Like she ordered resistance bands off the Beachbody website. Like I didn't even talk to her about it. She just went and did it on her own. She was down for the most expensive pack. Like I didn't have to like talk her, like try and say all the right things to make sure she went with that one. Like I just confidently put out the order and she was like, yes. She went and tried Shakeology on her own, even though like I had even advised her against it because she has an intolerance to a lot of vegetables. So I was like, it might not be good for you. Maybe we'll wait and I can get you a free sample or something like that. She just went and bought it on her own because she was like, I want to try it. Like if you find that person that is just so down and like concrete in their decision that they want this and they know that they need it, you can't say the wrong thing to them. Because even when I was talking to her about the coach discount, and sometimes I still get nervous sometimes talking to people about the coach discount, like when they're already customers and I say like, hey, you want to upgrade for the discount? They're like, well, what's involved? And then once I say you sign up for a coach, some people put a wall up and they're like, I don't want to be a coach, da, da, da. And with her, she was like, yeah, let's do it. Like without even a question, So and meanwhile, I said the exact same thing to another client. And she was like, is there a way for me to get the 10 rounds without the coach discount? Like, I just don't want the coach discount. I was like, all right, sure, fine. So some people, like, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. So might as well just put yourself out there and say something. Saying something is better than nothing. Doing the invite at the end of the day, no matter how messy or whatever, is still better than sending no invite at all. And that was one thing too. She had said like, you can't build a business off of success alone. It has to be failure. It has to be trial, failure, success, failure, failure, success, success, failure, success. Like, so trying, messing up and like, not feeling like you invited properly, that's a stepping stone to getting closer to where you want to be in your business. So it still has to happen. Saying it, even if it's messy, even if you're like, oh, I didn't really like the way that came out. If it's the right person, it won't matter. And if not, then next time you just change the language a little bit. That's how you learn. There's no like real failure. It's all learning, trial and learning, right? What else did I get here? Yeah. So, and then just to wrap this up here, the last thing she said that I was like, oh my God, yes. So you can either make a decision and take action, or life will take an action for you. And it might not be the action that you truly wanted. So when a lot of people are saying like, people before this have said, I don't have the time for it, well, life just made a decision for you. And now you do have the time. And it might not have been the decision that you wanted, but it's a decision that you got. So taking action in any respect is better than letting the world or letting life take an action for you, because it might not be the one that you really wanted at the end of the day, right? Okay, so that's all I got. Those are just like my main points that I got out from there, is like, what type of leader do you want to be at this time? Like finding the comfort in the middle of the discomfort, being your hired self. What else? The mindset shift of like, the economy needs cash flow. So yes, people need what you have to offer right now. You are not bugging people. You cannot say the wrong thing to the right person. And you can't assume that everyone just can't afford this or something like that, because it's just not true. Yeah, so that's all I got there. Cool. Anything that you want to ask or anything you want to offer while we're on?
Yeah, so like I just thought that was really great about talking about finding comfort in hold on, I want to say it right. Finding comfort in the what was that?
Discomfort. Yeah.
Discomfort, yeah. And like I was thinking about like what things, make me comfortable throughout my day, just like
Mhm.
not even necessarily big things, but like small things. And like honestly, Danielle, she her stories and your stories are probably two stories that I are like my kind of go-to things. I try not to get, wasting time in watching a lot of people's stories, but like Danielle's consistency is literally what brings me comfort because like
Mm.
the world could be like kind of ending and she's just like doing her morning routine.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
she's dead solid. And like I am excited if I get like a solid morning routine like half of the week. um, so like stuff like that. Like and that's like so many great points. But yeah, but that especially finding um, where in all of craziness, and not necessarily when there's a pandemic, but what other times of our lives where we are not comfortable, what other things we can find comfort in. So I
Mm.
really like that.
Yeah, totally. Because that's how you stay calm. Like
Right.
things are normal right now. Like that is true. So we have to find a way to find, like, create some sense of normal. So like, yeah, my comfort is like, yeah, my morning routine that I have, just like quiet, like time for myself, getting that workout in. So that's why like the first week I was working out at like 12 p.m. or 5 like it was always at a different time. And I'm like, I feel so out of whack. So that's why I was like, let's just have one time every day that like that's when I'm working out, we're doing the live video, like just things that are feeling normal to keep going, right?
Yeah. No, excellent. And it's funny when you say about you making decision versus life making decision. Like I have the funniest analogy.
Mm.
Um, if you've ever gone horseback riding, I had this amazing instructor, and she always said, she's like, if you don't make a decision, the horse is going to make one for you, and you're not going to like
Yeah,
it.
gonna like kick you off or something, right?
Exactly. And I was like, so vividly, I was like, oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It's so
Yeah.
true. And so many of us got this decision made for us that we didn't really want. So, yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Cool, good. I'm happy you got so many notes and this call resonate with you because yeah, that was as soon as like I was watching it yesterday and I'm like, yes, 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 yes. I have to get on a call and this is what I'm going to talk about because it's so relevant to like what we're going through right now and how we're all feeling. And good. I'm glad that you got some goods from it.
For sure.
All right. Well, thank you so much for jumping on. Yeah, we're gonna get back in the swing of things bi-weekly, every other Wednesday. I'll let you know heads up if I might want to keep it going every Wednesday just for now, like, and just see how this keeps going. Because that was the thing, like, I kind of lost motivation of like what to talk about on calls too. So like I lost my excitement and now I've been feeling it again. So I'm like, let's go, let's go. And especially like I want to share with you guys like what I'm learning in this course because like it's helping me so much. She's literally a freaking genius, this woman. And she's 25 years old. I couldn't believe that. I thought she was like the same age as us. But I
Right.
was like, wow, she's so young and this successful. Like what she brought in from this round. So there was, let me do some quick math, just what she brought in within 1 month. And some people are, I'm sure, on payment plans, but so I think I saw 110 people on the list. Yeah, she brought in $550,000. If my number, if there was only 110, yeah, yep. So yeah, the way that can happen, right? Insane. So she's definitely someone that I am very grateful to be learning from right now, and I get to pay it forward to you guys.
Yeah. And I really like her free training. There's so many good stuff.
Mm,
I'm really enjoying it. So I'm actually going to go work on that now after this. So
good. Awesome. Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much for jumping on. We'll do a little boomerangs because boomerangs are my favorite. I was like, I was gonna lift my arm, but I'm like so sweaty, so I'll just do my little wave. All right, smile and boomerang. There you go. Good. I got a little head move there. Okay, see you later. Thank you for jumping on. Mwah. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.